So a travel company is taking some passengers on a trip. They can use coaches or minibuses. Each coach can carry 53 passengers. Minibuses can carry 12 passengers. The passengers going on the trip would fill exactly 3 coaches. If the company only uses minibuses, how many will they need? So this is another one with quite a lot of steps. That's why it's 4 marks. So let's just focus on the very first step to start with. So the first thing I would do, obviously, let's identify some information because we don't know how many passengers are going on the trip in total to start with. So 53 passengers can go on a coach. And we know that the passengers going on the trip would fill exactly 3 coaches. So let's use that information to figure out how many passengers are going to go on this trip. So if we're filling 3 coaches and each coach can carry 53 passengers, let's multiply those together to figure out how many passengers could get on those 3 coaches, because that's the number of passengers going on the trip. So that's going to be 100 and... no, it's not. Let's use the grid method. It's going to be 159. But let's do that using the grid method to make it really clear. So we've got 53 times 3, so we've got 150, and then we've got 9, so we're just going to add those squares together. You can also do that multiplication using the column method. It's not too difficult, so if you did it in your head, that's okay, but remember, the markers want to see all you're working out, so doing something like the grid method, column method, could be a good way to get those marks if you don't end up getting the exact answer at the end. So we've got 159 passengers, and make sure to make it clear that you know exactly what numbers you're working out, so you don't just have, so you might want to write the word passengers next to it so the examiner knows that you know what you're talking about. So that's a good first step. If you want to pause the video here and see if you can figure out the rest of this question, then that'd be a great thing to do. Okay, so hopefully you had a go at the rest of the question. Let's see if we've used the same method to finish this question off. So we know that we've got 159 passengers going on this trip, and we know that each minibus can carry only 12 passengers. So we're going to have to do 159 divided by 12 to figure out how many minibuses are needed. So let's use the bus stop method. Divided by 12, I'm just going to move that to give me some more space. Okay, so obviously 1 divided by 12 is not going to give us anything. So 15 divided by 12 is going to give us 1 with the 3 as a remainder. And 39 divided by 12 is going to give us 3 with remainder 3. So in total, so that's going to be 13.25, but obviously you can't order 0.25 of a minibus. So in total, they're going to need 14 minibuses. Hopefully that's the same answer you got if you pause the video and complete this question on your own. Okay, question 9. So one side of a triangle is extended, you can see here, and we want to calculate the size of angle X. Okay, so we know that the angles in a triangle add up to 180. So we have 40 and 60 down here. So this angle, let's call this angle Y. Y is going to equal 180 minus 40 minus 60. So that's going to be 140 minus 60, which is going to leave us with 80 degrees. So this angle here is going to be 80 degrees. And we also know that the whole angle on a line equals 180. So X plus 80 equals 180. Therefore, x is going to be 100 degrees. So, Pavel uses his calculator to work out 352 times 7,268. Circle the last digit in the answer. So obviously this is a non-calculated paper. They're not expecting you to work this out yourself. They just want to know what the last digit is. So the best way to do that is to actually multiply together the two last digits. So we've got 2 times 8, which is 16. Therefore, we know the last digit is going to be 6. Okay. Question 11. Complete the diagram so that it has rotational symmetry of order 4. Center the rotation at point A. Okay, so what that actually means is that we want to draw in every rotation of 90 degrees of this triangle here. How do I know it's 90 degrees? Because about a point, so we've got this point A, and there are 360 degrees about a point, so like that's 360 degrees. And 360 degrees divided by 4, because we're looking at rotational symmetry of order 4, is equal to 90 degrees. So we want to rotate this by 90 degrees 4 times and draw those in so that we have this rotational symmetry of order 4. So the first rotation would kind of be if you... So this point is going to stay in the same place because we're centering the rotation about that point. So the rest of the diagram is going to look like this. So obviously you're not going to have like a mirror to help you with any symmetry in the exam, but you have to use your imagination a little bit, and it might actually be easier at first to do the 180 degree rotation. So this is a rotation of 90 degrees, and then because we have to do the rotational symmetry of order 4, we're going to have to do that 3 more times, or we're going to have to draw in 2 more shapes, because obviously we've already got the first shape drawn in for us. So this one is now going to have to be rotated by 90 degrees, which is obviously a total rotation of 180 degrees. And then the final picture to get the rotational symmetry of order 4 is going to look like that. So as you can see, this has now been rotated. We've got 4 rotations. We've rotated it 3 times because the original one was already given to us. So we have the rotational symmetry of order 4.